My mom told me not to talk to strangers on the internet, but I'm glad I didn't listen. We are the Certified Noonas, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Natalia.
And I'm Sky.
And it's the end of the month. How is it already the end of the month? Everything moves so quick. It's the end of the month, which means it's time for what we're watching, where we tell you all the stuff we've been watching in this past month, which is October. We do this every month. So with, I think the only exception is like December, because we do like a what we watched this year or sort of thing. But like we do this every month. So for anyone just tuning in for the first time, if you like this episode, oh boy, don't worry. It'll come back around. So basically, the way we do it, we each have 2 dramas to tell you about, and then at the end, we do a little speed round of other things we've been watching. And then we all go to bed after that. That's what we get up to. And, you know, if you've watched some of the shows we mentioned, please let us know in the comment section if you're on YouTube or wherever. You know, we never do any of the engagement things that like all the algorithms tell us to do, but pretend that we do. It's, you know, just, I will say we do have some dedicated commenters and we love you all. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And Jessie isn't joining us this time just because
busy.
she got busy.
She busy, you know, and that's all good in the hood, man. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna start us off today. And I watched a crazy show. I've been like super busy this month, so I haven't actually like watched as much as I normally do. And I'm not just saying that and then suddenly I have like 20 shows. No, like legit, I had like a busy month. But I watched a show because I was like, I want to get into the spooky season vibes. I want to watch like a spooky show. And then I remembered that the show Enigma had a second series. It's not a sequel. I just put out, it's not related at all to the events that happened in the first Enigma. Okay. It's called Enigma Black Stage, and it's on Netflix, and it's not very long. It's only 5 episodes. Wow. But these 5 episodes are jam-packed.
Crazy.
Okay. They are jam-packed with wild shit in them. This show was, I was actually like, I'm being bombarded with all sorts of crazy stuff. So the basic plot is 60 some years ago, this old man writer died. And he had written his final story and made a dress. And he said in 60 some years, you can release this story, but it has to be released with a play of like this stage play I've also written at the same time. And the lead actress has to wear this dress. So his like great grandson or whatever is like a really like over the top dramatic, like TV producer, and is like, we're gonna put on this play and we're gonna find the lead actress and like, but it's gonna be like a reality show. So these like 4 women are coming in to like audition and compete on this reality show to be you know, but you very quickly find out there's like evil sorcery at work. This dress is cursed. This is all in the first episode. I'm not actually like spoiling that much. This dress is cursed, and these 4 women may not be the aspiring actresses they seem to be. And it follows like your 2 main characters, which is Ajin, who's like the dude from the first series, who is undercover as like a PA at this, remote mansion where they're filming this like dance reality show. And he is, if you've seen the original Enigma, he is a wizard. And he does magic. He like talks to like sends bees out, and he has all these like magical things. And he's like, I know that there's dark magic in this. And then he has hired this woman, this actress, Plankpen, to be like his plant, to like work with him like in this thing. And this show is crazy. I will say there are a few warnings. There is more than just a little bit of body horror in this show. It is it's not like gory to the extent where you're like, wow, this is too much. Like, this is way too much. But like, it is very much like an R-rated like horror show. So keep that, like, people do be dying all over the place. Like, so keep that in mind when you go into it. I don't want to say much more because it is only 5 episodes. Like, they are like hour-long episodes. So it's not like it's like a short, like, that's, it's a 5 full hours of crazy horror and beautiful traditional dance combined together. But like, I really, really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was like a really good follow-up, sort of like in the same universe as the original Enigma. But everyone's an adult now.
I have a quick question. The dress, like, is it like a Thai traditional dress?
Like a traditional,
is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, like a traditional Thai, like, stage performance dress.
Okay,
so like, and it's really elaborate. Like, and this show is like, I'm still sitting back thinking about it. I'm like, that was crazy. Like, I don't know why Netflix was like, yeah, we want to pick this up, but not the original. Like, they love to do this sometimes. But to be honest, like, you don't really need to see the original to, like,
but I mean,
understand
so
this.
You said it's not related at all, but it's kind of a sequel. Like, if it's the same character,
it's the same dude, but like, nothing that happens in the first one actually affects anything happening in the second one.
So it's like Nancy Drew books or something. Like,
there's
Nancy's there, but the
like,
story's completely unrelated to the last one.
Yeah, it's sort of like a really messed up Scooby-Doo episode, like, except that it wasn't just, some capitalist in a mask. Like, they were, did actually know dark magic. Yeah, it is. I gotta say, like, it stars Meta Win, and he killed it. He did a really, really good job. But Toei Jarenborn plays Plangpin, and she was,
I love her,
chef's kiss. She was so good. And then the guy who played Pom Pam Nitty played the like the dramatic, like, guy who's doing the competition.
Oh my god.
And he's so good. And he's just like so like offhand, like, he's enjoyable to watch. Like, he's so flighty, but he's also the most evil person. Like, you can, like, he does not give a shit about the well-being of anyone. And you're just like, this is crazy. Like, this is like,
just listening to you, like, describe the base, and this guy made a dress 60 years ago, and the whole plot and everything, and all I can think of is like the skits you see and stuff where the black friend's like, oh hell no, I know, like, no, I am not trying out for this.
This dress feels like it's probably cursed, huh?
Like, this and we're gonna go to a haunted mansion to, like, try on this haunted dress. I don't think so.
I think and they're doing, like, in every time someone gets, like, eliminated, they have like a lantern, like, in like a oil bowl, and the lantern will, like, be doused, and you're like, no, I don't like this energy. I don't like this energy at all. It was really good. I will say again, there is some body horror aspects to this. Quite horrific injuries do happen to people. So, like, keep that in mind. If you can't take any, like, blood or that sort of thing, this might not be the one for you. But if you are looking for, like, a nice spooky time, and you do not have to have seen the original Enigma for any of this to make sense, they will get you up to speed during the 5 episodes. Do not worry. I really enjoyed it. It's on Netflix, so pretty easy to find. And I gave it a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow.
Like, I really liked it. I don't know if I feel like maybe being in needing a spooky mood may have like upped that enjoyment a bit, because I'm like getting into the holiday spirit of spooky time, but I really thought it was great. It was a lot of fun. Amanda, what is something you done been watching?
Well, I was watching that dinner detective anime that I had talked about a few months ago, and it finished, and I was busy doing something, so I didn't stop anything. And Amazon was like, hey, I think, Prime's like, you like K-dramas? Here, have this one. And I was like, okay. And so it started off, and I thought, no, I'm not in the mood for this. Because, like, the credits are super bright, shiny, happy, cutesy. Look at this high school rom-com called Head Over Heels. And I'm like, I mean, fine, I guess. It is a cutesy high school rom-com the way that Bring It On Ghost is a cutesy college rom-com.
I see.
Yeah. So
it's that misleading opening credits.
Yeah, very. So it's about a girl named Song-ah who is a high school student, but she is also a shaman. And she has been a shaman since she was a child. When she was a very small child, her parents basically used her shamanism to like get rich and then bounced kind of thing, and left her all alone. So now she lives at this temple with her spirit mother, played by Kim Mi-kyung, and this like sort of flamboyant spirit uncle dude who like, gives her a hard time, but like secretly adores her, and this other auntie who also a shaman. And whenever she works as a shaman, she wears a veil, because when she was in middle school, the kids knew that she was this famous childhood shaman, and they bullied her for it. So now at her high school, she wears a veil when she's working, and nobody in town knows that she is the fairy priestess who works on the hill. One day she is doing her thing, and the doors open to her little shrine, and the most handsome boy she has ever seen in her life is standing at the door, and she is like, I'm in love. If that boy comes in and is a good person, that's it. I'm done. Like, I, the
teenager, am deciding I found the one. Classic.
And then he steps into the room and walks to her on the ceiling, which if a shaman sees you walking on the ceiling, that means you're going to die. Oh. And she's like, no, he's going to die in 3 weeks.
He's too hot. He's too hot to die.
That's pretty much what she tells her spirit mom, and her spirit mom's like, girl. And she's like, I am in love with him. I cannot let him die. So that's basically the story. He is cursed, and bad stuff has happened to him all of his life. And in the next 3 weeks, that curse is going to get him. And demons, ghosts, whatever, like, they can see that he is cursed, and he attracts them. So then they keep trying to kill him. Bad things keep happening around him. His grandmother's like, we're going to figure it out. We're going to, like, all of his family has tossed him aside because they don't want his bad juju getting on them. And grandma's like, I don't care. That's my grandson. He's a great kid. He was like a junior archery national champion, and then he quit because bad luck happened to some of his teammates, and they were like, get out of here. So he's a very sad boy.
Oh, sad boy, emo boy.
Oh no, he's so hot and sad. Oh no. I get it, girl. I get it. Like,
and Song-ah also has a best friend at school who's a guy who, of course, is secretly in love with her. Not so secretly. Like, he keeps asking her out, but she thinks it's a joke. Like,
okay.
Yeah. So,
I understand.
So there's quite a cute little love triangle happening. And at it doesn't take very long before her best friend is also enamored of this boy, and it's just like, he's such a sad boy, he just needs friends. Okay, I guess I'm gonna be his friend, even though the girl I love is in love with him.
Even though he's my rival. Bros before girlfriends, I guess.
At one point, it almost becomes a love pyramid, because there's also a teenage ghost boy who starts to fall for her. So, like, it's a whole thing. There's also an evil, wicked shaman who is working towards his destruction, and she is totally evil. She's so terrible. And then they give you her tragic backstory, and you're like, she is still evil and terrible, but also, oh my god, like,
still murder bro energy.
Is she older, or is she also in high school?
Older. She was the spirit mother's first orphan that she took in, orphan shaman girl that she took in, and she's about 10 years older, maybe. So like maybe 30 or something. And she has a tragic backstory, and her motives are terrible. Like, her motives are really sad, and you're like, well, damn. And the flamboyant uncle shaman is her best friend, because like, they're around the same age, and he is like, girl, you crazy, but I love you. But like, also,
we all have that one friend, you know? It's like, girl, you make every bad decision, but like, I still love you, but damn, you gotta calm down here.
Exactly. So it's a lot. There's a lot of little mini stories, because she can see things, you know, like, there's a cute puppy dog ghost that like will be like, yep, come, somebody's in trouble. And she like, she'll be in class, and she's like, can see the little ghost dog, and she's like, why are you here alone without the person you're attached to? I better go, you know, save somebody.
So how far into it have you gotten?
I have like 2 episodes left, maybe 1 episode. So yeah, it started out and I was like, nah. And then I was like, 4 episodes later, I was like, well, I guess I'm in it. Like,
you're like one of those videos of like the women who put on like a really like, you know, dramatic show on, and the men are like, oh, I don't want to watch it. And then you just see them like looking around the corner, like, that's you with the show. Like, maybe I'll keep looking at it.
You know, it is good enough that for some reason, when Prime first popped it on for me, they popped it on with English dub instead of the original Korean, and it is some of the worst dub ever. Like, I don't think these people saw what they were like, because the lying is too much, the behavior, like, it just, no. But I still watched probably 4 or 5 episodes with it in the dub before I remembered that it's really not that hard to change it back. So like, I was like, you know what? Okay. But yeah, so it was that good that I put up with really terrible dubbing, and the story was still good. So, but it's very cute. There's like a little bit of Scooby Gang at one point. About halfway, they start to form friendships with some other sort of misfit kids at school, and like, it's kind of neat. And I keep watching. I'm watching it, and I'm thinking, I wonder if Jessie has watched this, because like, it doesn't feel like it would Jessie, but like, when you're watching it, you're like, maybe I think Jessie would enjoy this, you know. And I'm like, I wonder if Natalia watched this already, because I haven't. I would watch it.
I wanted to, but I've been so busy and just haven't yet.
You know, it very much is one of those dramas that I feel like pretty much anybody could watch it.
Like, it sounds very accessible, like, as far as a lot of Venn diagram of people would appreciate a drama.
Yeah, and they do a good job of sort of explaining some of the shaman things that are happening without dumbing it down. And making it feel like they're going, okay, and now here's the thing. But they are explaining it so you know what's going on. You understand why this is a big deal, even if you're not part of the religion
shamanistic
and
culture,
you know, right? So I think it's very accessible that way as well.
Nice.
But it's also has, you know, cutesy high school rom-com aspects to it that are just really fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What have you been watching, Sky?
So I am going to talk about A Dream Within a Dream. I know I've talked about it before a couple times ago, but I was only like, I don't know how many episodes. I was probably like 10 episodes in then, or maybe a little less. It's a 40 episode drama, so I'm going to talk about it a little bit, but I'm not going to do spoilers. I'm going to make sure to not do spoilers. But I am going to reiterate, as far as A Dream Within a Dream, essentially it follows an actress. She is a newer actress, and you see the table read, and then you see bits of the drama that she is going to be filming. So you actually see all these cast doing this thing. But so she's reading the script, and then I thought she fell asleep, but then I even saw a flashback recently. She actually got struck by lightning, which was a nice. I forgot that part. So machinations, of course, she ends up in the story. But the thing is, her character, yes, she's the lead, but her character is a tragic character. So her character dies like 2 or 3 episodes before the end, or, but the whole time, tragic, like, just awful.
Nothing good happening to her.
As far as, and the lead, the lead male character is this awful villain of a dude who like ends up with her sister, just her stepsister. It's this whole thing, right? And so she knows all the plot points. She obviously knows all the plot points. Straight away, you get what I knew I was into it because there was a time loop at the beginning where she's trying to just figure out how to just even kind of start her first day, essentially, and she just keeps dying. But it's very silly. Like, it's very, very silly. But I do, anytime there's like, you got fictional characters, but then like this one real person, like I'm always interested in that type of an interplay. Like, I'm in it. And so then I will say the silliness of those first handful of episodes, it does like even out a bit more sometimes. So I'm just fair warning that it's not always chuckle the whole time. There are parts that are funny. And of course there are characters that throughout the whole thing, like the reason that character exists is to be kind of the comic relief or whatever, but they're definitely not the lead or anything. But essentially she slowly changes, or rather at least the lead character guy kind of changes over time. So he's not this villain like he was originally written to be. And I can't give spoilers about like how that all occurs, or even there's a lot of just things that happen. She's very gutsy when she kind of figures out certain machinations within the script that like she takes advantage of in order to try to further what she's trying to. It's just really funny when she kind of figures that out. Like, she just does not care. Whenever she figures out like, I'm in a loop, I can do whatever I want, or I can threaten because I know that like essentially I will not get hurt. So that stuff's funny. But as far as like as it progresses, it does get a lot more serious. A lot of political stuff. Like, if you don't like court intrigue, you might get kind of bored. Because he is a prince. So, like, that's a thing.
That is the historical C-drama, even these fantasy isekai's ways. It's like, if you don't like court intrigue and machinations, none of these shows are for you.
Like, it's not like, oh, what episode? No, it's like, you have to care.
Thread.
You have to generally care, like, oh, who's going to be in charge? Okay, you kind of have to care. Like, but essentially, it's just fascinating to see how this fictional character guy eventually gets told he's a fictional character, and I love that stuff. Like, just that type of thing, being able to see a fictional character like be told that, and then they end up having to break that news to like other characters later on too, and then the way these characters just are like trying to grasp. I eat that up. So like I really just appreciated those aspects. Fate's always a theme, big thing, of course, with this plot thing. I can't tell you a lot about like how they fix it or whatever, or if they fix it, but it's interesting. I really appreciated, and there might have even been another loop that happened, which I thought was fun. Like, give me another loop, yeah. But it never gets as like. Definitely the first couple episodes are silly, like with a capital S, but it's very fun. And definitely it's more dramatic later on. But the costumes are lovely. Soundtrack's awesome. The acting's great. So like you can't lose with the leads and stuff because they're just amazing. But because I've seen them in other stuff that I've really liked. So I knew it was an easy one. But I just, when I finally had time, I was like, I'm going to watch this darn thing.
Like, I'm gonna finish it.
But
I'm
also,
gonna finish it.
I had started 3 months ago, I had started watching it when it was first coming out. And I was also watching another one with him in it. And I was kind of getting him confused, but what was funny was I also rewatched just a little bit of that one. I figured out there's a secondary character guy. It's the same dude.
Same actor.
It's the exact same guy too. So like essentially his like assistant guy in Dream Within a Dream is also one of the assistant guys in the other one. I was like, okay.
Prisoner of Beauty, eh? That was the other one?
Prisoner of Beauty. Yeah. So like one of those guys who's also kind of comical there too. Like I'm like, wow, casting the same guy is pretty much not really the same role, but like close. Still very military, still very always wearing his like it's just funny. It's like, okay, that's really close, guys. But now I'm gonna throw this in there just really quick. So like I'm not gonna talk about it, but because I finished A Dream Within a Dream, I started in on the story of Pearl Girl, which is on Netflix. So I watched Dream Within a Dream. I think, where did I watch that? Viki. That's right. I actually watched it on Viki, but it is on iQIYI too, I think. Story of Pearl Girl, because I was on a kick for both of the leads in Story of Pearl Girl. 5 episodes into that one on Netflix. It is not really catching me so far. She's just having a really bad time. So like, I'm not going to talk about that a lot because I cannot necessarily recommend it so far. But I'm definitely... I've watched like all the behind the scenes that I can get my hands on of A Dream Within a Dream, even if it's not subtitled, because they had a really good time and it was funny. Yeah. Good. So I even found merch online. We'll see if I get tempted.
Of course you did. Ayo.
Well, I didn't know there was, but I found it and I'm like, the tariffs might keep me away if I can keep a brain cell to say no to it. But I have to explain this one piece of merch. I have to explain it. This is not giving anything away, okay? At the very beginning of this show, even during like the show that they were going to shoot, there's this one moment that is absolutely ridiculous where the three lead triangle people are all stabbing each other with swords at the same time.
Classic.
And then they magically like rotate and kind of levitate. Like it's weird, okay? Like it's supposed to be silly. And behind the scenes they were just dying. Like it was just so funny. Anyway, so if you go look up the merch, they made little acrylic cartoon versions of these characters and they spin as they're on each other's swords in a little circle.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Wow.
So I'm very tempted just because it's just funny. That's just so funny. So anyway, I would like to talk more about it, but it is if I talk too much, I give away stuff. So go watch it if you like that type of thing, but you do have to care about like
court intrigue and politics.
Yeah. I will say what makes it a little bit more, I think, accessible for people possibly might be you also kind of have a whole subsection of characters that they're called the Night Wanderers, and they kind of look like these shady characters that go do all this stuff, but actually they just go help people, and they kind of run the local like cool gambling place to go hang out, but like essentially, a fire happened, okay, we'll rebuild the house. Like they go like help people, so you actually see their machinations a lot. To where it's not just court, like you also see a whole nother version of people. So I think a lot of people would like it. I haven't even watched that many C-drama fantasies, and I thought it was but again, I really love the fictional character thing with real character. It's just funny. But yeah. Natalia, what's your next one?
Well, it's funny you should bring up over-the-top isekai because one just started, so only 2 episodes are out so far. The 3rd episode comes out the day after we record this, and I am in it to win it. Now, here the thing is, for this show, I was already in it to win it because it does star the 2 main dudes from my top drama of last year, Monster Next Door. And they're back they said, hey, Natalia, would you like us in a show tailor-made for your interests? And I was like, you know what? Big and Park, I would actually like that. So they have presented me with the show Me and Who, which is on WeTV if you're looking to watch it. So let me like set the scene, okay? You have this like down on his luck dude who's got like no family, no money. He's poor. He works at a convenience store and his boss sucks. Like nothing good really ever happens to him. And he's like, is my whole life going to be this depressing? And so he's like eating some like, you know, like almost expired food. And this dog comes up to him and is like, and he's like, fine, like, I'll share my food with you. So he like shares the food and the dog goes away and he's like, won't even stick around to like hang out with me, huh? But then the dog brings him back a lottery ticket. And if you want to know what the energy of this show is, the ticket numbers were 696969. So if you're wondering like what level
is it taking itself seriously?
It is not. So he then finds out that he wins the lottery and he's like, things are going to turn away. But oh no, he then gets, isekai'd. And so he wakes up in the hospital, hot dude sitting next to him, and he's like, what the hell am I? Like, what's going on? And then these two people come in, and they're his parents. And he's like, what? And they're like, oh, we thought you were going to die. So it turns out he's been isekai'd into the body in, like, another world. Like, he's not in his world anymore. And he's in the body of this, like, rich diva. Like heir who's like a total piece of shit. Like he's just so dramatic and he's so rude to everyone. And meanwhile, this guy's just like this polite, like kind person. And so he's in like an arranged marriage with like this guy. And so he's like, I have to get out. I have to get out of this marriage because I don't know this man. And so he's like, I don't know anyone. He then very quickly finds out, this is all in the first episode, okay? He very quickly finds out that his fiance and all the men in his fiance's family are psychic. And if they, like, touch you, they can read your mind.
Oh, no.
And so his fiance's like, I know you're not the dude I have an arranged marriage with, but I'm gonna need you to keep pretending you are for business purposes. So I will help you be the diva that he was so that you can fool my family who don't like you because you're such a diva. The second episode very quickly goes into not only are they in this contract relationship and he's been isekai'd, he's forced to move into his house. So we have this show has everything.
It's like your top 3
checking shit off. And then to make even better, the fiance's mom, who doesn't like him, sends in her best butler because she's convinced this is a fake marriage and she's gonna get to the button. They're not really in love, and she's gonna break up her son from this horrible diva, and sends in her best butler, played by Poppy. If you are familiar with Thai actors, he, if you need a comedic relief for anything, that's who you send in, is this guy. Playing an ex-FBI agent butler, but like so comedic and like, listen, the vibe of this show is so wild. Like this guy that he's isekai'd into has like a emotional support taxidermied peacock that he can't sleep without it being like next to his bed. So like when he moves into this apartment, he's like wheeling this like stand with this taxidermied peacock. Like the whole show is so unserious. I'm losing my mind.
Is it all out?
No, only the first 2 episodes. The third one comes out. So
Natalia,
it's like
you're
a
going to
weekly
be.
thing.
Are you going to be rewatching it?
You better believe I am. Like, the vibes are so funny. Like, I'm sure that, like, somehow, despite the fact there's going to be, like, a dark turn. Like we're gonna get like some sort of like emotive
there's gonna be some depth.
But oh my god, like I was howling laughing. Like the vibes of the two shows I picked this month could not be more opposite. Like, this one is so funny. I didn't even need it to be that good for me to enjoy it. Like it had all the elements anyway, but it's actually like really entertaining. So because of that, his parents love that he's so like rude and terrible, and they're like every time he does something nice, they're like, "Are you okay?" Like, and he has like an older brother who's like emo and depressed, and so anytime he's nice to the brother's like, "Are you still sick? Like, do you have brain damage? Like, why are you being nice to me?" It's so good.
You've fallen this hard, and it's only 2 episodes, Natalia.
I'm only 2 episodes in, and I'm like, I need more. Like, I have to go to work like tomorrow, but I'm gonna be watching it before I go to like.
Is it 1 episode a week or 2? Oh.
They did like the thing where they released the first 2 episodes for the first week to like get you in.
Oh.
And then it's 1 episode after that. It's going, but listen, it's going till December, so like I've got a nice month, a month and a bit to enjoy it, bring me into the Christmas season, just really enjoying myself. I am loving it. They couldn't have done anything better as a follow-up show for me personally. It's one of those shows where it's like, I know the show isn't for everyone. Like a lot of people would find it like way too goofy, but that's kind of what makes it good, is how unserious it is.
Mm.
Like, just like I wasn't sure like what the vibe was gonna be, but then when he brought him the lottery ticket and the numbers were 69, 69, 69, I was like, oh, say less. Actually, I understand what we're doing here. Okay. Yep, got it. So that's on WeTV. Yeah, the first episode I think was free to watch, but then after it's like, the VIP. How they get there. They gotta get their money, I guess. But I'm really enjoying it. Really excited to see the two of them again in an isekai cohabitation contract marriage, nonetheless. Like,
I'm gonna check it out, but I'm not gonna suffer one week. I'm already doing that with a couple others now.
Yeah, you check it out at Christmas time when all of it's out already.
Mm-hmm.
Do that instead. Amanda, you got a second show you've been checking out for us?
I do. Some of you who were listening last week might remember that I briefly mentioned that I was in the mood for, a like slice of life, people eating food thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I started this anime called Welcome to the Outcast Restaurant. And it is set in like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of a world with adventuring teams and dungeon situations and all this. And our main character is Dennis Blacks. He is a level 99 in this scenario. Level 100 is the highest you can go. He is a level 99 chef power. And he is with I think it's the Silver Wing team, which is the greatest adventuring team in the world. Ooh. And it starts out with like they're in this dungeon. They go up against a dragon that is more powerful than they expected it to be. People are about to start dying. Like everybody's shields are wiped out and everything. He has a superpower called the Dread Voice. And when he uses it, it terrifies anything. So the knight who's in charge of the team, who's the captain, says to him, use your Dread Voice because we're not going to survive this. So he uses the Dread Voice and the dragon takes off. Well, that was their mission, was the dragon. It's supposed to drop something and they were on this mission. And so the captain uses this as his opportunity to kick Dennis out of the team because you shouldn't have used the Dread Voice. You stole the ability for us to like get the win. And he's like, you ordered me to? And he's like, does that sound like something I would do? And she's like, guess not. Okay, bye. And meanwhile, the co-captain, who is the person who brought him in, is like, you can't leave. Like, we're only the best team. We were like an okay team before you joined. We're the best team because you cook for us, you prepare all the meals ahead of time, you bring all the like snack foods and stuff so we can go deeper into the dungeons because we don't get, he's also their healer, he has potions, he does, like, she's like, we're gonna die without you. Like,
Classic.
this is not good. And he's like, the whole team except
Like,
for you was at the meeting,
unfortunately,
and
you've
they all
become
kicked me out.
important at work.
Yeah. So, but he has picked up a copy of this book called like an ex-adventurer's guide to opening a restaurant, and he's like, perfect. So he goes and finds a little small town that could use a nice restaurant, and he's going through the guidebook and he's doing all the things, and he's remembering, no, I don't need that like magical freezer to keep my stuff cold because I could do little spells to keep my stuff cold, and that's a big expense. So the book says don't waste your money on anything you don't need. So I've got lots of money, I've got money saved up, I'm about to open my restaurant, I need to hire a serving girl or serving guy, but like I've got enough money to like run my restaurant for like 6 months before I make a profit, which is good, like that's good business sense. And then he's walking past the slave market, and there's this teeny tiny little girl who's like maybe, I don't know, 6, 8, something like that. And the men are gross and they are bidding like crazy. And he is like, you can't save everybody, you can't save. And then he's hearing these guys saying what they're gonna do when they get this girl, and he's like, oh hell no. So he spends like $3.5 million to like outbid the biggest perv, and he's like, I guess you're my serving girl now. And so it's a very sort of like father-daughter adoption kind of situation. It's not like creepy or weird, it's very like he saved her from pervs. So like, yay. And that is kind of a bit of his vibe. Like episode 2, he saves another girl from pervs. Like it kind of, he likes to save people and he's very good at it. So it starts out being a fairly, slice of life restaurant. Sad adventurers who aren't doing well or got kicked out of their teams or whatever come in, and they're like fortified by his, great food. And then stuff starts happening. So like about halfway through, like plot happens, and it was like, oh man, but the story's actually good. Like,
you
got plot in my story. But it is a good plot, and it's a fun one to watch. And I don't know if there's going to be a second season. Like the first season is complete. It's 12 episodes. It seems to suggest that there might be another season, because you sort of end off with like finding out that he was maybe orphaned from like a rich family or something, like it's there might be stuff going on in the world that could indicate a second season. But it's very cute. He adds this, it's a little too fan servicey for the story that it's telling, which is a little weird. You're like, did we need to, was that necessary? And about
that happens a lot, unfortunately, in anime. Yeah.
About 2/3 of the way in, the like super perv from the first episode starts hanging out and being like, he's a good guy hanging out, but he's still perving on this kid. And you're like, but you're just supposed to be like, oh, that's just normal. And you're like, it's not, please stop. But like, he's not in it a lot, so it's not like he becomes like one of the inner crew or anything. But it's just like every time he shows up, you're like, why?
Oh, this why? Clown again. Yeah.
So, but it's very, it was enjoyable. I was very hungry, which is a good sign. Every time it's running, I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I have a feeling I know what it should taste like, and I want to eat that now. So, yeah, very delicious and very cute. So,
and that's on Crunchyroll, you said?
On Crunchyroll, yeah.
Nice.
What else have you been watching, Sky?
So I've watched 6 episodes so far of Ms. Incognito. I'm watching it on Viki. And it is it might be exactly what you're thinking. So it's pretty serious. Like the first, man, I can't even think of how many episodes. maybe 3 episodes. Maybe it was just 2. I don't remember. I really liked the tone. So I'm going to talk about the tone a lot. That's why I'm wanting to talk about it. First of all, I will preface. I do like this show. Okay. I really do. Everyone's acting very well. It's great. And I'll tell you the premise and stuff. But I will say the tone, interesting. So essentially, you start off with you're following this gal who you can tell she's down on her luck, but she's trying to apply to be a bodyguard for this like chairman of a super important company. Old chairman guy of a super important company. And you can tell like she's more shabbily dressed than everybody else, all the other ladies who are applying to be a bodyguard. Machinations happen, and essentially the CEO wants to hire her for reasons. And so this makes a big difference because she's in a lot of debt because her mom is horrific. A lot of stuff. Again, super down on her luck. And so man, there's just a lot with this show. And I can't even tell you a lot of it. Eventually the CEO reveals a lot of things as far as reasons why he would... I don't want to give away a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of reasons. He has a lot of very good reasons why he would want to get back at his stepchildren who are after his wealth and have harmed people he loves in the past. Like it's valid, super valid. And the only way he can do that, and he's terminal, by the way. Like, so that's the whole thing too. Like a couple months tops type thing. So the only way to essentially take away their inheritance is for him to get married. Like that is the only way to like get back at them. Well, she owes him now for a variety of reasons. And so she agrees hesitantly. And there's a lot of stuff like he dies. It's a thing. She needs to go into hiding because this couple of siblings is horrific, like murder horrific. And so goes to a small town to be a kindergarten teacher. Because, like, of course.
Perfect.
There was this one guy delivering strawberries at the big house once upon a time, and kind of got to see her back because she like helped his box truck door not hit him, and she has a scar on her wrist. And so, like, he remembers all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. Oh, is he a dad of one of the kindergartners? A single dad?
Yes.
Single dad, I will emphasize that. And is he played by Jin Young from B1A4 or whatever he was in? Yes, he is. So she takes on this entirely different persona because she's actually a very, like, depressed type person because she's had a rough life. But so she's trying to act like this, like, moneyed kindergarten teacher like from oh my goodness. So cute kids abound. The cute kid that this, let's just say the male lead has, he's adorable, great little actor. Again, I can't get into everything because it just ruins it, but it's fun. It really, really is. So I'm going to talk about the tone that we get here, which, like, that's why. So first few episodes, or the episodes that are like establishing when you're in the chairman's house, all this stuff, protecting him and whatever, very serious, just hyper serious. So, but of course, then once we get to this small town, the principal is super comedic reliefy. She's the sister of the lawyer that got our lead her spot here. It's a whole thing. Long story short, the principal is really silly and comedic reliefy. A lot of the small town people are too, and they're trying to feel her out because a lot of the kindergarten teachers get paid off by a developer who happens to be the brother of the principal. It's a whole thing. And so all the small town people who have kids want to make sure that this kindergarten teacher doesn't leave halfway through the year and break the kids' hearts again for the 5 billionth time. So it's like really important to them that she stays. And she's just trying to make sure that she stays undercover and stays safe for just like 3 months, I think is what she's trying to shoot for. But of course, our lead strawberry farmer guy, he's a little too smart and he figures things out really fast.
I love the strawberry farmer aspect. It's like he's sweet and he grows sweet food. What do you want?
And can he fight? He can.
Of
And can
course
she
he
fight? She
can.
can. So do they
Aw.
have fights when bad guys show up? They do. So it's cute.
Nice.
So tone, whenever you get to the small town, you get the small town vibes, but then you get like, it's pretty silly. And even this developer guy, he's so over the top. Like, it's cringy to watch him. It's like so over the top type of character. And it's written like that. And he shows up a lot so far. But then when you're having this threat on her life and a lot, it's very, very serious. So like, that's why I don't really know how I feel about the show, like as a whole. When it's being serious, it's very, very good at being serious. And I really like the plot because, like, how did someone come up with this? It's crazy. And small town is cute. Kids are cute. But the over the topness, it is pretty
shifts.
far. And it's not like, oh, it's a tiny scene. No, it'll be like they'll play the scene long. Like those scenes, they really try to milk for time for some reason. So I will say that's why I don't know how many people this will like be squarely for, because to me, the people that are going to get sold on the first couple of episodes of Sirius are kind of going to be bummed out of the next couple episodes.
Right.
And I can't tell you how the rest of the show goes because maybe we even back out to Sirius here in a few episodes after 6, but we're in the small town still. And we're going to be dealing with these kids and we're going to be dealing with these small town people and stuff. So it's hard to imagine that it's going to go hyper serious again, but like the villain stepkids, they're bad, like they're killing people. So definitely one of those tonal
vibe.
It's one of
Weird
those tonal
vibe,
switch
man.
things that you don't know if you can like really recommend it to anybody, but you can always say try it and see if you like it type thing. I have to be in the right mood to turn it on now. Whereas the first couple episodes, I was very hooked. Like, I was like, ooh, this is fat. Like, I was into the plot because it was so good. And now it's like, I have to be ready for long scenes of, like, super over-the-top stuff. I have to have a lot of patience in order to deal with watching those types of characters. But anyway, see if you like it. I do love her character. Like, the lead character is great. She's playing it well. Fun.
And I've like enjoyed her in a lot of her stuff. So
oh yeah, she's amazing. Jonyo Bean, she's great. Like, and so the thriller aspects, love. Other stuff? Question mark. Sure, maybe.
Other stuff, maybe. Oh.
It kind of. Some of these shows, you wish they would have just done 2 different shows.
Yeah.
I'm okay with her hiding as a kindergarten teacher, but we should have still like been like, okay, keep that short and then like still lean into the thriller aspect.
Or it's like
if that's
maybe
what we're
tone
doing.
down the comedy and make it more just like realistic small town.
Right.
stuff.
Like, cause they do show some, but quite often a small town character, like, oh, this mom, like she's kind of like the PTA head mom or whatever, trying to kind of charm her a little bit or whatever. But then they'll make it a little, suddenly it'll turn to being, oh, here's the comedic turn to it. It's like, did we have to have the comedy? Like this hard? Could we have?
Yeah.
Because we did have we had a little bit of comedy in the first 2 episodes because a couple of the other servants in the chairman's house are a little, but they weren't silly. They were just different and quirky. Like there's a difference to me. I think it would be better without the comedy. You know, I don't say that much, but like, it was so heavy-handed thriller.
That then when it's heavy-handed slapstick, it's weird.
And then it another aspect of that is you see kind of a lot of mobsters and hitmen and all these, you know, those types of goon characters. And all of them are pretty serious because they are actual threats. So like you're having actual threats all the time, but then everything else is so goofy. Like, I don't know
why.
Whereas let's say like Fiery Priest, okay? Like I think kind of similar, but Fiery Priest still, like, some of the bad goony people also have a little comedy in them to where like there are still real threats, but like you still have a little bit of comedy there. so far the balance is off. I will probably watch the whole thing because I do want to see what happens, because as far as that her character is not in it for the money, right? Like that's not why she's trying to do what the chairman wanted. Like, keep herself safe and then do what the chairman wanted of her in order to get his revenge because he deserved it. So she's not there to be the heiress and stuff. So like that aspect intrigues me. Of course, she'll probably end up with that dude, Mr. Berry Boy, according to the friend, which I haven't even talked about her. She was a ballerina once, and so she wants to be a ballerina all the time now. She's kind of silly. Anyway, have fun watching it if you do. I'm sure I'll keep watching it whenever I'm in the mood for it.
Just out of like sheer curiosity to see what tone it strikes near the end.
To me, it's just textbook question mark tone for a K-drama. I feel like there's almost a separate genre for this. Like as far as like
we're like, what were you trying to do?
I want to sit down with the writer and be like, why? Why did we not thriller?
Why did you make these choices?
Have you ever watched the movie Kindergarten Cop with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
Because this is that's kind of the it's not that plot, but like it's Arnold Schwarzenegger is an undercover cop who goes to be a kindergarten teacher undercover because one of the kids' dad is like a mobster or something. And it tonally kind of like that, like people are dying. There's like death, but also cute kids and Arnold Schwarzenegger, tee-hee. Like,
well, and there's even a measure of comedy that, like circumstantial comedy, that it has as well that I'm more okay with. So again, her being left alone with these kids for the first time, she doesn't know what to do. And so she ends up being like, let me teach you self-defense. And then she accidentally bursts their inflatable dinosaur and they all cry and she feels so bad and then she patches it up and she says, I'm sorry on the bandit, like very sweet. This is all fun. That to me, that's the level of funny that a thriller could have for a moment, like a circumstantial fish out of water. I love the fish out of water type stuff. Small town, sore thumb in a small town, that type of thing. But some of these characters, they're too heavy-handed.
Too much slapstick, too much
to where
goof.
I haven't fast-forwarded through them so far, but like
the temptation, the finger is poised. It wants to hit it. It's like
it might get to the point later on when one of those characters pops up. I'll be like, I can't handle 5 minutes of you, buddy. Yeah. Like, bye.
You're too much.
But I think some people would enjoy it. Definitely if you're used to the tonal swings and the tonal shifts, and it doesn't, because some people it doesn't bother at all. Cool, like you will probably have a fun time with it. But I do know that some people like this is like a instant no. So like just know it is definitely one of the tonal mismatches
Shifty.
that like if you like it, you'll like it. But yeah, for me it's a mood thing. I have to be patient enough to watch it. Yeah, but I'm sometimes like that with kind of the heavier handed comedy stuff. But the poster, it is kind of what you get as far as, but it still looks a little more thriller. I hope it'll kind of step back into the thriller. But I'm episode 6, and so it's like, we'll see.
Well, there's 6 episodes left to get more into the thriller, so.
Yeah. And then again, like, do you really want thriller with children being right there? Like, it's just a strange match that we're doing, but okay.
All right. And with that, I do believe it's speed round time. Ba-da-ba-bow. So we're just gonna very quickly tell you a few more things that we been watching. And the same order as we've been going. So I will go. I did finish ABO Desire the series. I watched it on Gaga. I think it's also on Viki.
Did it stick the landing?
Well, okay. Here's the thing. I think what happened here is they got a little scared about it being yoinked by the Chinese government and really summed it up real quick right there at the end. To a little, it like went like the last episode was like, and here you go. It was just, and I'm like, okay, like,
kind of unsatisfying.
Yeah, it was like, this is fine, I guess. But it's like they were doing such like a slow burn,
build-up.
long drawn out of the build up, and then it was just end here. Quick, before they notice us. Like, get it out. Like, that's what it kind of felt like. It kind of felt like they were trying to, like, avoid getting got.
Which, like, they should know, but before you even start filming. Okay, whatever.
You know, listen, you gotta keep trying. You miss all the shots you don't take, I guess, is the vibe that they're going for. But it was totally fine.
I will say, on the same website I found merch for, there is an ABO Desire merch.
Of course,
if anyone wants to go
on
the internet and find it.
There is. My biggest disappointment was they didn't spend enough time with my sweet boy. My sweet boy, the saddest man who ever lived. The second couple really got shortchanged by that quick situation. But it's fine. You know, the novel still exists. I could just get the novel.
Right? Yeah.
It's fine. I've started watching also on Gaga, Punk's Triangle. It's like a new JBL.
Yeah, how is it?
It's fun. It's very fun. The basic premise is there's this fashion student, I guess. He goes to night fashion school, but when he was like in high school, he was at like a show and saw this model walking in like a punk fashion and became obsessed with the model. And so he's like his biggest fan, and now he dresses like a punk, and he's in fashion school, and he gets paired up with like the clumsiest guy in class. Let's just okay. And then he meets this model at a club one night, and they sort of like have like a weird attraction happening. But is this punk all he seems, this model? Or perhaps is he someone else in his life? Very obviously, and anyone could have figured it out.
Is it very Clark Kent glasses?
It's very, he puts on a wig and a hat and takes out his nose ring situation. But it is very fun. I'm really enjoying it. There's only like 3 episodes out. It's fine. I'm still watching The Dark Dice, though I'm behind on a lot of my shows. I will keep this in mind. But I do still enjoy The Dark Dice. I saw someone post, the only other person I've seen who's watching it, like on my Bluesky follows, that they were like, you know, I was getting really mad at like the choices that these characters were taking, but then I was on like a Reddit post where someone was like, well, if they don't roll the dice, there's no show. And all of my rage evaporated. And I was like, yeah, exactly. If they don't make these decisions, there's no plot. So, but it is still very much, what if Alice in Borderland was for teens? And Jumanji is there.
Okay.
I'm enjoying it. I'm still watching Revamp on iQIYI. It's still fun. I'm like so behind, but I am still watching When Destiny Brings the Demon and still really enjoying it. I've just not been quite in the historical C-drama mood, like
you have to
fantasy
be in the mood for
mood.
it sometimes.
Yeah. I finished my Magic Prophecy. It was fun. It was very fun. It wasn't like a twist ending, like we didn't see the show wasn't, the point wasn't like what's the mystery. The point was like, look at these 2 guys being cute in like the face of a murderer. I enjoyed it. It was really fun. I have been rewatching My Beautiful Man for some reason. I can't tell you why, but sometimes the desire takes you over, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's on Gaga. I did start Romantics Anonymous on Netflix. I'm like 4 episodes in, and it's cute.
Okay.
It's really sweet. That's the one about like there's a Korean chocolatier who has severe social anxiety. And so if anyone looks at her, she has panic attacks. So she can't meet people's eyes. And then the shop that she makes chocolate for secretly, she's known as like the anonymous chocolatier. She like secretly delivers the chocolate that they order from her. Gets a new owner because of reasons, and the new owner is from like a conglomerate, and he has severe misophobia. So like if anyone touches him, he has a panic attack. But then it turns out she can look in his eyes and he can touch her without having panic attacks, but they don't like each other. Like immediate. It's like
Okay.
immediate, and
But
we're
see,
friends.
that just made me like extra intrigued with the show.
Yeah, right? Because they're like, no, ain't it? Like people
This
be like,
ain't it.
oh, like, could he be the man of your dreams? She's like, he ain't my type. Like, no, I don't think so. It's very cute. It's very cute. And I, of course, I'm one episode behind, but I'm still watching Chemjira. And it is so good. It is so good. That's on iQIYI. It's like a horror BL. It's not super scary, I will say. Like, it's more just like he's cursed and a ghost wants to kill him, but like it's not like terrifying to watch, you know. It's more sad to watch because you're like, oh, this is actually really heart-wrenching. It is so good, y'all. It is so good, y'all. I think a lot of people should watch it. It's so good, y'all. Watch Chemjira.
Like, who would it be too creepy for? Like, what is the creep factor
The
for
creep
people
factor
to think?
like,
I know it's maybe
it's
hard.
it's hard to parse because like you do see like ghosts and they are like can be unsettling, and there's like a few jump scares here and there, but it's like it's not like
blood.
Yeah, it's not like gory. It's not gonna like I can't imagine it giving too many people nightmares. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's like just a lot of tragic things that happen in it. So it's more just because there's like past lives because everyone's like reincarnated from and the
so
things
kind of
that
more
happen,
like plot horror, like as far as
yes.
written in.
There is, I will say, Amanda, maybe not for you, there is some child endangerment that does be going down in it, but a lot of it's in like it's not showing it. You know what I mean? Like it's not like, oh, let's watch this kid get abused. Like, no, it's just like it happened.
Right.
But it is really sad. Like I would say, it's just like the stuff that happens. It's like real like, ooh, good motivation actually. Like but also not really this kid's fault. You know, like that's sort of the vibe happening. I'm really enjoying it. I can't imagine it won't stick the landing. I think it finishes maybe this weekend, but I am like an episode behind, so I have to catch up. But I am absolutely loving it. Yeah, the last episode will have just come out when this episode comes out. And I think it's like kind of a perfect Halloween show, to be honest. I feel like a lot of people who maybe haven't started it might really enjoy it. I will say it is R-rated, but mostly for, spicy content. But it's not that spicy. It's like like
she's giving shrugging hands.
I'm shrugging, it's it's rated 13+, so like do with that what you will.
If you go into the Indian restaurant, it's like a medium
spicy.
It's like medium.
Listen, yeah, you know what they're up to, but you're not seeing butt. You know what I mean? Like it's not a nude behind show, but it is like they're naked under those covers. You and I both know. Like that's the that's the energy of it. So if you're worried about like a lot of sexual content, there's not that much. It's a bit of a slow burn with the main couple, to be honest. I'm really enjoying it. I think Chemjira is incredible. It's incredible. There was a moment where I was like, is this going to be incredible? Like for like an episode. And then suddenly I was like, oh no, actually. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Nice.
So yeah. Amanda, do you have anything else you've been watching?
I finished, as I mentioned earlier, The Dinner Table Detective. It was all right. It got very repetitive with her being dumb and the butler saving the day. It was fine. I also finished season 2 of Apothecary Diaries on Crunchyroll, which delicious. It absolutely beautiful. Loved it.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, it's stunning to watch. Like it is very visually pleasing, but it also has incredible plot and great characters. So, I got hooked into my first vertical drama. Some nonsense called born royal, raised wild.
Listen,
like,
the titles don't matter, okay? They're like descriptions at this
No.
point.
It's annoying because I would like to know who the male actor is. The premise is like some girl who was like kidnapped or abandoned or something. It doesn't matter. She was raised on the streets and then she was returned to her family. But her
Always.
family replaced her with they adopted
yes,
replaced her. And so basically she she's like 8 or something, and she impresses the grandpa, and so he's like, well, what would you like? And she's like, a different dad, because this dad sucks. And he's like, okay, how about my oldest son, who's like a playboy nonsense? And she's like,
Perfect.
sure, sounds good. And she remembers him. He looks exactly like she is reincarnated. This is part of the thing. She was reincarnated. She was, from hundreds of years ago.
Yes.
She was a princess who like got murdered. And this guy who's technically her uncle, but is now her like adopted dad, looks exactly like her father from her past life. So she, with her adult brain in her tiny, adorable, cute body, sets about to make him the heir and like get grandpa's attention and like
Perfect.
make everything. It's a delight.
Yep. I'm pretty sure I've seen this one.
But I like it. Let me see. I am almost finished Potato Lab with my sister on Netflix. We were going to try and push through on Monday night, and we were just like, no. She had work in the morning, and she's like, I cannot watch 2 more hours. I have to sleep. And I was like, fine, whatever. So it's very cute. It's enjoyable. There's plot points that you're like, sigh, but like, it's like any rom-com. There's going to be that like third act breakup or whatever, that
it's in our first rodeo.
But at least it's like reasonable. You're like, okay, fair. You know what? Fair. And we thought it was going to go away, and it did not go that way. He stayed being a man with a brain. So that was nice. we like to see that. I'm still watching Inheritance Detectives. It is still fun and nonsensical. But I mean, it's not nonsense. Murders happen and people die and stuff, but like an inheritance fraud is occurring, but they are out to,
but
save the day.
Some fun with it. They're,
they're
making it fun.
So, still enjoying that. And on Crunchyroll, I started watching Past the Monster Meat Lady, which has like 3 episodes out so far. If you ever read my book reviews on our website, I did read the first volume of the manga of this a couple years ago, and I loved it. It's very, very adorable, enjoyable story about, it's like women in STEM magic world. And so, like,
love it.
She like learned from her dead mother, before her mom died, but like she learned the science of how to like get the magic. Like basically,
I think I've read this manga too. This sounds familiar.
You had to drain the blood a certain way. Basically, she knows magic kosher to make magical animals not poison you by draining the blood and the magic away so that now you can eat this meat. And her mother figured it out 17 years ago when there was a big drought and like a severe famine and the people in their region were all dying. She figured out how they could eat the monster meat because the monsters were plentiful. And she was like, people are dying. We got to figure this out. So her mother was the first woman in STEM, but they don't like women. So, misogyny and also, witch, she's a witch, right? That kind of nonsense. So she suffers the same thing, and it's like she goes off to some matchmaking party with the like come back with a husband, and then she meets this guy who is also, nobody likes him because he is the blood mad duke who goes out and slaughters monsters all the time and is always covered in monster blood. And then he finds out, oh, she would love to have my slaughtered monsters so that she can make delicious meals. Perfect.
Match made in heaven.
Dad's like, I don't know what to do. This duke asked for your hand in marriage, and I can't say no to a duke because I'm only a baron. And she's like, why would you say no? He's hot and he likes to kill monsters. Like, it's
perfect.
win-win. And, you know, it's adorable. So, very, very cute.
Nice.
How about you, Sky? What else have you watched?
So I've watched some stuff. So I finished a couple of BLs. I know that Natalia has discussed this one, but My Bias is Showing.
Mm-hmm.
Binged that. Very cute.
Yes.
Of course, that was right up my alley. Not a shocker. I really enjoyed that one. I think it was on Viki, if I remember.
Yeah, it's on iQIYI where
iQIYI.
I watched it. Yeah.
iQIYI. Sorry. And then My Secret Vampire. I rolled right into that right after My Bias is Showing. Loved it. Cannot tell you all the machinations of that show, but there's vampires and they're cute. So, and then of course you got like a human in the mix, trying to figure out what's going on.
And aren't they roommates? They were roommates.
They were all cohabitating.
They were roommates.
All like a whole little share house of vampires, because why not?
Wonderful. Yeah.
It was really cute. So that was 8 episodes. It was very adorable. I already talked about the story of Pearl Girl. I will keep with it. I just think that at least 5-6 episodes in, it just is very. She is just on the struggle bus. She has been on the struggle bus for a long time. And you can tell, essentially what happened, she's a pearl diver, enslaved pearl diver, and then she was able to get out of that. And what she wants to do is become a merchant, a jewelry merchant, probably. But as far as in order to do that, you have to suffer through all this stuff. So we have to watch her suffer through all this stuff. Which, like, that's never really my huge vibe. So like, I have to take it in chunks. But I love the actor and actress. So like, I'll end up finishing it. It's a whole thing. I watched a few episodes of The Murky Stream, because of course I did. And that's one of them that, again, take that in chunks, because that is, when I say gritty, it is the epitome of gritty. Everyone is dirty.
Not only is the content dark and gritty, everyone else is covered in grime the whole time.
If you want Rawoon being very, very dirty, but not a dirty boy, just dirty.
Yeah, just covered in dirt.
Itchy, gross. Yeah.
Not dirty. Difference.
That's so he gets to be like a police magistrate type person. So, but sometimes you get a flashback and he's a dirty dude too.
He's
like,
also
so it'd be
dirty.
but I mean, I do appreciate when you're doing a historical and you're being real about this is probably the way people actually looked, especially if you were a laborer. There's no way that you were a clean dude. Like, that's just the reality of the situation. So
This could be one hell of like a misleading marketing campaign. It's like he wants Philip and Rowan getting dirty, Rawoon getting dirty.
and hey,
like,
do they hug like at episode 3 or whatever? They do. There's a hug. Anyway.
The Fujoshis have the eyes open.
but it definitely feels like we're all the young people who want to kind of rage against the machine. That's what it feels like the show is about. I think it's only 6 or 8 episodes. I don't remember. I will end up finishing it, but I have to take it in chunks because, again, suffering. Just a lot of suffering happening in these shows. Today, I started the drama Mobius. It's a C-drama. It is on Netflix. It is a time loop, multiple time loop drama. So
Interlocking time
as far as, are we probably doing a bit of propaganda? We probably are. Sometimes I guess I'm okay with the propaganda moment. Our lead is...
The thing is, you recognize that's what it is.
Oh, yeah. So our lead is
you're
a
not
cop.
falling for
and
it.
so then all of his coworkers cops. So it's kind of workplace drama, but they're cops. So like it is propaganda. But I do want to say, and this really isn't giving anything away, at the beginning, there's a bank robbery, and you can tell there's time loop, like right off the bat. He's doing this time loop trying to fix this exploding bank robbery situation. I thought that was maybe going to be like the whole show or something, because that can, I've seen shows that's the whole shenanigan.
Right.
no, like he solves it fairly quickly. And you come to find out, usually whenever I see time loop type dramas, it's because of, okay, this occurrence necessitated a time loop somehow or something. Come to find out, he just gets random time loops.
Oh.
Like throughout his life. And so they show, like in college, like it's pretty funny. So this show, it has some funny to it, but it's definitely not like slapstick. He does a really good job, by Jingting, he does a really good job at comedic timing while he's usually being kind of a serious character. It's difficult to explain. You kind of have to just see it. But he kind of does something silly, but he keeps a straight face. Kind of one of those types of guys. So now we're in a shenanigan trying to somehow protect biomedical people. I don't know. There's a lot going on. I can't explain it all, but I'm into it because I really like time loop stuff. I do think that somehow this company has to do with his time loops. I don't know. But like there's multiple concentric time loops happening. So like I'm into that.
Loops within loops within loops.
I don't actually think they're within each other. I just wanted to say that. They're kind of separate loops, but I do think they pertain to each other somehow, some way. So then, and I'm 2.5 episodes into that, but I will be plowing right through that one probably. Because again, it does strike a nice little comedy, just not too much. And there might be a little love line happening. I feel like pretty quick. She's not a cop, so not propaganda for her. She's a scientist. Women in STEM. Women in STEM for that.
Amen. Amen.
So then I have grabbed 2 J-dramas on Netflix that
Classic.
I think are probably one a week, and I've only one is out of both. So slow clap to me doing that to myself. Chosen Home, which this is the one that we were talking about it on our What's Coming Up, and I was super jazzed about it because it's essentially a gay guy in his 50s. And he kind of like, he's rescued a couple of dogs, he's rescued a turtle, he's rescued a bird.
Aww.
And he just kind of wants to, it's not really that he wants to fall in love, he just kind of wants to find happiness a little bit more. And then you have, when I say an orphaned girl, kind of a girl, a junior high going into high school girl who feels abandoned by her family situation. And she kind of sees this guy who takes in abandoned animals and tries to kind of be like, you're my dad now. Like, her high school teacher is also gay. It's a whole thing. It seems really sweet. There's only one episode out. I can't tell you much more than that. Seems cute. And then Just a Bit Espers is the other one.
I remember us talking about this on our What's Coming Up.
Yeah. So now I can tell you like what's going on. At least the
Okay.
first episode explained what's going on. He did get hired at a company. So this guy gets hired at a company, and he takes a pill. Like, they make him take this pill, and like, poof! Now you have superpower. Like, now you're an Esper. He's like, okay, whatever. He can't tell any different. Like, okay. So then you have to go live in company housing. And you have a wife, like, you have a wife that you have to like act like you're married with. Like, I can't figure out that part. That part I'm so confused on, guys. Like, I don't know what's happening. He eventually figures out that his superpower is if he touches somebody, he can hear a little bit of their thoughts, but only as he's touching them.
Okay.
He kind of like accidentally figures this out. Come to find out, the other Esper people don't necessarily have the same superpower. Everyone has different little tiny kind of insignificant superpowers that live in this house situation, except for evidently his quote unquote wife isn't one. But like, I don't know why she is really acting like his wife. That's the part I'm not
A
really.
lot of confusing situations.
She seems very sweet and
happening.
great, but like, I don't know why that's her job for some reason, but she's like, she seems to really be into it. Like, I don't know what's happening. But do we get a Dean Fujioka? We do.
Oh,
Like,
hell yeah.
can he bloom flowers with just waving his hand in front? He can.
Oh,
So like,
for him.
so he's not the lead, but if you want to see Dean kind of in like a really relaxed, casual tan situation, check it out. Like, anyway, I'm only one episode in. I still don't know what's happening.
We're the only one it in. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to yet.
I don't know if because the lead character, he's very confused. So we're just confused
We're all
along with him.
confused
Everyone's
together.
confused together.
But essentially, what their tasks are is they go do these insignificant little tasks. Kind of, they try to be unnoticed as they do these insignificant little tasks, and those kind of together chain link up to save the world. They're trying to save the world, but it'll be something like, make sure this random guy has his umbrella with him all day.
Mm-hmm.
But then somehow that helped him pay off his mortgage or whatever. Like,
Huh.
and so that's how they're going to save the world. I don't know what's going on, but I'm having fun with it. I will keep with it.
But I'm enjoying the ride. I don't know where we're going, but I'm liking the view, you know?
To me, this show, it'll be okay as like a one a week, just because it's like, I don't know what's happening, and I'm okay doing that one time a week. Just be like, I don't know what we're doing. Unsure. But it's cute. Chosen Home is really adorable. Like, I'm amped for that because it has a slice of life vibe, like as far as the tone of it so far. It feels very, mismatched family.
Yeah.
Abandoned people kind of adopting each other, but like also there's gay involved. So like,
But also gay.
But also gay.
Say less.
So yeah, those are mine.
Nice. And with that brings us to the end of this episode. So thank you for hanging out with us. We love making this. We just made our episode for our 7-year anniversary. If you haven't checked it out already, just check that out because we've been doing this for 7 years now, baby. Anyway, we hope you've been enjoying the ride along with us. We will continue going. So that's not like and this is the last episode ever. No, we're gonna keep going. And if there are like old episodes that you want to look up, you can go to our website certifiednoonas.com, where every single episode you can watch, and if there's a video for recently, you can also watch it on video there if you want to. But also, we are wherever podcasts can be found in audio format, so like your Spotify's, your Apple iTunes, etc. And in video, we are on YouTube. Just search Certified Noonas and you will find us. So please, give us a like, a review, whatever whatever we have to ask you to like, subscribe, that sort of thing. And if you want to support this podcast, you can go to patreon.com/certifiednoonas to join the Certified Found family. They're our found family on the web. We love them. We have little mini episodes that go up occasionally. We have a movie night every month. And they're just like the beautiful tip jar that keeps this podcast running. Anyway, if you want to find us on social media, we are on Bluesky and Instagram at Certified Noonas, one word. You can find us. And we'd love to hear from you. So you can join our Discord. It's free for anyone to join. Good times. Should be linked wherever you're listening to this. Anyway, we hope you have a fantastic week. And, maybe go check out some of these shows that we talked about if they sound like something you might be interested in watching. And as always, wash your hands, wear a mask, and keep enjoying Asian entertainment. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.